Today, Rich, we're going to look at B2B data. I've got 2 ideas in a 10-minute episode. You down with that?
Fantastic, bring it.
Last night, I play football on a Monday night. This is being filmed on a Tuesday morning, and getting quite late. I get in at like 10:20. So I got in, Lindsay's asleep on the sofa like she normally is. And when, and then because you've been asleep for the evening, then like when you go to sleep, it's actually, you know what it's like? It's kind of hard to go to sleep if you've slept on the sofa, right? You must get that.
Yeah, it's to do with like whether you're in deep sleep or how far you got in your progression of deep sleep, right? And then it's your body kicks you out, and then it's harder to get back there. Or something
Rich
like
Sam,
that.
sleep expert. And then I said to her, she was sort of struggling to get to sleep a little bit, and I said, you know what, I've got it. I've got the answer. You always fall asleep listening to the Bear With Me podcast, so let's get it on. That's going to get you done. She's like, yes, brilliant idea. Get me the podcast.
It's like a heavy trank, like take down an elephant, kind of like strength trank.
So I played at the private school one, and she made it through. She made it right to the end of the private school episode, 11 minutes through. I was pleased with, and actually laughed.
11 glorious
had enough
minutes.
Juice to laugh at the end when you said, what was it? The private school, independent school of the decade.
Yeah, I mean, that's Brighton College, yeah. Bold as brass, aren't they?
So I think it was a big moment, actually. At like midnight 30, she was awake listening.
Credit. Superb. I'd say we're on our way, Doug. Tough
Not
critic,
only that, but I've
Lindsay.
now got the right setting on my camera, haven't I? Do you want?
You have. So for those people that are actually watching this on YouTube or watching the video, you get to see Doug in HD, which I know you've all feel you've been
What
missing
setting
out
was I on before? I was shooting a video.
Oh, you were like 240p, 1996, that kind of. There probably isn't even a codec that could deal with the shit that you.
I said at the very beginning, when we set the stack up, I said, assume that I've got the competence of a non-technical 85-year-old. So I don't take any responsibility for this. You assumed, as people often do in these situations, they just assume too much knowledge every step. All right. B2B data, I've got 2 ideas. Going to come at you fast and hard. Dismiss aggressively if you're not happy with it. All right, number 1. 20,000 schools in the UK. They are spending billions on non-teaching staff, so IT, toilet blocks, that kind of stuff.
I wouldn't say a toilet block is staff, but
not the non-staff things. A toilet block is one of the non-staff things, right? So IT, toilet block, play equipment, that kind of thing.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. Ears have opened up. Sorry, my fault. Carry on.
All of that. So there are tens of thousands of companies that try to sell into schools. Building companies, IT companies, recruitment companies. There are lots of them. It's a lucrative market because it's so big. They really struggle because schools, it's hard to get hold of decision makers. They don't have time. They're generally not that sophisticated in the way they do buying. Every school produces governors reports that they are obligated to publish. And in those governors reports, you have so much rich data on the school and what they're going to do, how they're going to spend their money. So it will say stuff like, IT systems are fucked, need to invest in new IT. Gym, roof, about to cave in, need to sort this out. Government asbestos reports come out, someone had better fucking check that before we start killing people. These reports are full of that information. Business is this. You take that, you read the reports, either humans do it, AI does it, whatever. You scrape all that data from 20,000 schools, and then you format it in a database, and then you sell that data into companies that want to sell to schools. So then they can contact a school with the gold nugget of sales, which is, I just noticed that you said in your report your toilets are leaking and it's a problem. We sort that out. And all of a sudden you can come in hard on those leads. You can come in hot on the leads.
Hot on that leaky shitter.
Sort it.
Yeah, so let me think. time to process that report, identify where the potential lead is, and reach out to the school. 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks, maybe. When does that report come out from when it's written? Just unpicking the idea here.
Not sure. It will vary. I don't think there's like a standard, but it's like they're not going to have solved all the issues in the report by the time the report comes out.
So you're basically talking about originating potential deal flow with schools for people to go and help these schools, but your deal origination is coming from reports that have been written, processed, and then distributed to the public.
Yeah, you've made it sound boring, but look, the school. Let me just put it in fucking simple terms. You're taking shit that schools need to spend money on, and you are selling that shit to companies that want to sell that to them. So.
Yeah, I understand. You're basically creating a list of deals, and you're saying this is the school. Go and reach out to them because they've got some shitty toilets.
You should. Like your first one was just like you taken my human explanation and turned it into business jargon. You're like an AI that turns stuff into jargon.
I mean, how often do these reports go out?
It varies, but yearly.
I'm slowing in interest here, but annually?
Well, maybe 3 times a year. I'm actually not sure, to be honest.
I think this is going to get to the situation where you get those people that they say, "Hey, would you like access to all of Stripe's user base?" And you're like, "Yeah, okay." And then you get I've never done it, by the way, but imagine you get that, and then half of it is just useless. I think your credibility for passing a report to people, or the leads that are in there, and they phone him up and like, "Mate, don't talk to me about my shitters. I got them done in May. It's totally fine. Don't talk to me about that. Oh, can we help you with something else? No, you can't. Sorry, I'm really busy." You know what it's like selling to schools. It's an absolute bitch.
I don't think.
I'm sorry.
No, it's true. Some of the data will be out of date. I think the bigger problem, as you say, is just selling to the school regardless. But if you can go in hot, you got way more chance.
If you could extract situational problems from a school, and you can be on the front foot saying, "We know you've got this problem. We can sort this. This is how we'll do it." And you take that pain point from that business manager out who's going to go, "Oh, I've got to go and do this. Got to go and find the quotes." The BSP thing, Better Schools Project. If you can do that, then great. I just don't know if the report is the way to go and originate or identify those issues.
All right. I'm gonna move on to idea number 2. I feel like we're sort of stuntering to a halt here. So idea number 2.
Yeah.
This is a way better idea. That school idea, it needs a bit of working. This one is an excellent idea. So there's a lot of companies. There's a lot of companies that sell like B2B lead data, and what they'll normally do is they'll normally have some kind of, this company's got funding, or this new head of marketing has started. So let's assume we're selling to like marketing agencies, and that data is of some use. There's a new head of marketing starting. Fine. But what other data can we get about companies that's going to help marketing agencies? Let me give you a couple of incredibly good examples. So if you had an agency that would look at businesses and actually assess their marketing. So it will say Adidas's SEO in Austria, shit, right? These are the problems. This is where they're wasting money. This is what they need to do. And then you're selling that to SEO agencies that can then come in hot with the solution because sourcing that information is just a massive pain. So if you've got a data company that looks around certain niche, finds companies with problems that other companies can solve, and just goes, here we go. Here's paid advertising is a good example. You can analyze people's paid advertising pretty well. And you can look at it and go, cool, these guys are spending $100,000 a month, $100,000 a month on paid advertising. Their landing pages are shit. The key terms they're going after are shit. The ads are shit. Their competitors are beating them. Bang, 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 bang. Here's a report. And as a paid advertising agency, you can pay for access to 200 of those reports, and all of a sudden you can go in hot rather than either doing the research yourself, massively time consuming, or just pumping out random outreach emails.
Yeah, and those are outreach emails. We've all been receiving them. I get them probably every day of saying, have you looked at your website? Do you need to do this? Do you need to do that? And it's totally unsolicited and unresearched. Question for you. If a company is pushing out paid advertising and that's the thing that you're going to say critique and you're going to go and recommend a solution against, most people will have an internal team who are responsible for that, or most companies will have an outsourced team. So I tell me if I'm wrong. I feel as though you're going to be going up against or receive resistance from the agency that you're going to say are doing a shit job, or the internal people who are going to be hyper resistant if you're telling me you're doing a shit job, because their job's, well, it's their worth. That's what they need to make sure they retain. So do you not feel you're going to get like resistance, significant resistance, because you don't do paid advertising unless you've got someone managing it? I shouldn't think. Tell me.
You wouldn't pitch it in that way. You wouldn't say you're doing a shit job. You would just pitch it as the kind of the opportunity of doing it better.
Okay, so let's, because you're providing insights. So someone who's running paid advertising for X company, you're going to say these are the insights that we've gleaned because this is our expertise and this can help you do a better job.
Yeah, basically. And you're going to be giving good information, and then you just need to get lucky with the sale in that, they were thinking about changing that agency, or the person internally is leaving, or it's on the agenda. But if you're coming in hot with rich information, you're going to stand way more chance of getting them to consider it than if you're just going blind.
How easy is it to do? I mean, what kind of volume of information are we talking about here? Because take Mahara, let's discuss us, right? So we don't do any paid advertising. We do the SEO work. We work with you on that, and we're looking to up our output. You're going to be, how do you actually go about getting that information? What information would you be coming to me? As a broad data set, just for listeners to understand. What could I look to receive in that, and what is possible?
So I know less about the paid stuff because we're not in that space. But let me just give you an example with SEO. So we will do these campaigns where we look at verticals. So at the moment, for example, we're looking at hotels. So we'll look at a hotel's website, and you can see really, it's so clear on the programs that you have, what keywords they should be ranking for that are relevant versus where they actually rank. So you're like, oh, guys, you are not ranking for the terms you need to. And then the second thing is your competitors. Oh, look what your competitors are doing. So you can say to them really clearly, look, you can just show them, and then you can say, cool, actually, you can rank for this, and these are the ways that you do that. I actually don't know what's funny.
No, because you just cliff edged it like it was like at the end of an episode, and you can rank for this, and that's it. That was all. I thought, sorry, that you just made me laugh. Just that was it. You're allowed to make me laugh. Okay. I mean, look, I think if you can genuinely provide valuable insight, and it's like a one-time fee or a monthly fee. I mean, I would imagine the monthly could work because you could continually monitor efforts against it. Maybe. I mean, I prefer that rather than the one hit as a business model. So you're not just, lifetime value and all of that. There might be something in it. I just think you've just got to understand exactly what are going to be the key indicators that are going to be the change makers within inside the organization. I think sometimes it can be quite nuanced when you're looking at analytics of a business, but this is your bag. You're in this space. You know it more than I. So I might have to just trust you, Doug.
The SEO stuff is is black and white. You should be ranking. Your website should be ranking for these terms. These terms are important to you. You're not. And then, but it's finding out, as you said, it's finding agencies that want to then pay for that information, and how do they pay for that information? But I know we do a lot of it. We spend weeks and weeks doing this kind of research on companies and which ones need our services. If someone could actually provide that data that's actually any good, definitely pay for it. Right, so Meg's been on at you for a better outro. What have we got? What have you got for us?
Yeah, thanks. So I was going to naturally flow into that, Doug, but now we've identified it. I think we can. Maybe we should rank it. Any viewers or listeners, please do rank this out of. Yeah, let's do it out of 10. So I suppose I would just say with that, if you're looking for these marketing services, you know where Doug is. You can definitely like or comment, and I'm sure Doug will reach out to you probably within about 3 seconds, and then we'll spam you for the next 6 weeks.
It's called lead nurturing.
Please do that. It's good lead nurturing. Thank you very much. But yes, okay, I think that's probably a 2 out of 10. I think for that outro, maybe Meg.
You know what? I like how you seeded me as like some attritional like outreach boiler room operation. So you've
What I don't want to do is go like, subscribe, or smash that like button. Everybody does that. It's just I think we should just say thank you very much for listening. If anybody has any ideas that they want to share with us, you can contact us and we can bring them to the show. And long may this develop and grow as a podcast.
Looking forward to getting Meg on this one day to really just unpick. Yeah, because she's brutal on Slack. I'd like to see it in person. She is quite brutal. Okay.
Great. All right. Thanks, Doug. See you soon, buddy. Take care, mate. Bye now.